It's Naomi Apsara. Let's welcome her to Saraswati and hello Naomi.
Hello. Is it too loud?
Yeah, it's good to have you here and with your poetry. How would you like to start?
You want me to start with a poem? Or?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
So I'll start the session with a poem about closing a favorite book. I closed my favorite book for the very last time. I've loved every page in it, loved wildly and danced vivaciously in it. I've spilled some wine on it, wet pages with tears in it, blood, sweat and saliva in it, wept with my unborn children in it, torn some pages and put them back in it. I've hid my soul in it for seconds, to minutes, to days in it. I thrilled a few times, yet missed living in it. I hugged it back like I'd lost my breath in it. Life had different ways in it. Days turned nights and nights turned days in it. I've left my best kisses with lipstick in it. I read all the words and spaces in it. I've got nothing more to read in it. I'm closing it now since there's more life in it. A stack of papers won't hold my soul in it.
Coincidentally, that was my favorite poem and you just
Thank you.
started off with that.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, so all these discussions about how you read, like whether it's from a book or online or like, and again it's how you write and how you read. And you've said about 1,000 different ways that we can read and what reading is to different, like each different person. Tell us, like, about your, writing and these poetry. Why poetry?
Why poetry?
Yes.
Poetry actually, I think poetry just happened in my life. When you go through in this roller coaster of life, you go through extremes of emotions, sometimes pain, sometimes joy, and sometimes some ecstasies. And when you're overwhelmed, sometimes you can discuss with certain people, but even though certain people are closer to you, there are certain feelings that you cannot express in words. But with the poem, you try to do some justice to your feelings. But I don't think even poems can
Do justice.
do justice to how you feel. So when someone asks me like why poetry, always my answer is like it happened. At certain points of my life, there was no other way that I could get myself. There was no other way I could survive. It was just poetry.
Right, like a lot of people ask, why do you write? Like, we tend to think that writers write for people, but poetry is one place that you can stand on your own and say, I wrote it for myself, right? Right? But read to it,
It's quite therapeutic for me. Yeah.
right. And this question is something that I've always met. When you write something and say print it or put it out on social media, sometimes you always have to give explanation. Why this? Why? Is that your personal experience? Like, do you even know how to feel poetry, we read it, but do we know how to appreciate it? Have you had to give explanation to people?
I mean, I would prefer not to. Having said that, you said closing, my favorite book is your favorite poem, and you straight away refer me to a book, you know. But
Yes.
so, but it was something else and it was someone else.
Yes.
But if you keep on telling me that this is about reading, I would be very happy to accept your interpretation of the poem and let you live with it rather than telling you why I wrote it.
And it can have multiple meanings,
Multiple
right?
meanings.
You
The
read
moment
it once and you see it as a book in some other
Yeah.
time.
I think the moment you tell someone why you wrote that poem or like the meaning, my own meaning of it, I kind of think about that person's initial impression of it. So I would rather let them live with it.
Right. Tell us something more about yourself as well. I know that it's not just poetry that you are known for, like this journey of aesthetics and what you stand for. That too, we would like to know.
Yeah. This book of poetry was my first entry into the literary world. Before that, I was in corporate for more than 15 years. But though I was in corporate, I always found time to read, scribble a bit of whatnot, which later came out as a book. And I am a filmmaker, I think. That's my kind of main thing. And poetry happens, as I always say. So I keep on scribbling, and when it comes to another collection, perhaps I would publish. And if I feel like I would be published, I'll just keep reading them at home. I would do that also. So that's me. Yeah, I enjoy art rather than corporate, but we need corporate for our bread and butter, so I'm there as well.
Right. So you're into movies, film, and so we tend to sometimes differentiate aesthetic and real life. Right? There is for example, in India, sometimes people say people didn't want the movies to be showing reality. That was one criticism, like Satyajit Ray and Gagat Stanley, that people didn't go to the theater to watch real life. They didn't want it. They have it always with them. They go there for something else, for a different picture. Right? We don't want to come here and then see all the problems that we go through every day. Right? So what you are into so much of work and real life things.
Well, if I'm to express something, I would rather express life as it is. I would try my best to express something that I've been through or a story that I really want to tell to the world. I mean, I don't want to give messages, so I don't want to change the society. I just want to tell a story. Okay. So it depends on certain stages of my life. I will not say that I am a filmmaker who would do this kind of movies of this genre, which would go to festivals and all that. At a certain stage I might do that kind of movies as well. But at the same time, life is not harsh and thorny all the time. You have your nice times and so at those times I might even do a movie with 5 songs and 10 fights. You never know. So that's so it's all about, for me it's all about how you tell or how you express what you feel inside. Yeah. And similar to poetry, I think cinema is also a medium that an artist express themselves for themselves. Like, I think that's how it should be. But when it comes to commercial, mainstream, things would change. But I think art in general is something that artists are doing to themselves.
Right. It's just this commercializing aspect is what
Yeah.
changes things.
Yeah.
Right. Would you like to do?
Yes. Right. This one is called Our Masterpiece. How beautiful was our masterpiece? Colors of our chaos, love and passion. Not yet found by worldly painters. Wish we painted us while we lasted. Sure to stand grand next to Lisa at the Louvre. How beautiful was our masterpiece. High and low notes of our joy, pain and anger. Not yet composed by worldly musicians. Wish we composed us while we lasted. Sure to win some gold at the Grammys. How beautiful was our masterpiece. Not lasted long, but enough to elevate me and my consciousness to rise above words. I walked your path short and came out taller, surely conquering my demons and winning myself great. Thank you.
When did you start writing poetry? You said it was almost unconscious that it's not as if it shows.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. Recently, I have this blog which is private. I used to put everything in that blog. All these poems were there. But when I published, my publisher said like to close it because it's too long. So recently I went through. I think I have started writing anything in 2009 or something. Not these ones. So these ones may have started in 2012, 13, so somewhere now. So on and off, I've been scribbling.
Right. So do you do it as a habit, like
I don't have a habit of writing. I think many writers here could relate to me. Some mornings you wake up, you feel like something's gonna happen today. There's something running in my head. I should sit down and think this. I think my colleagues can relate. So there are days like that, and there are other days you feel like that, but you can't.
right, it's all there pent up and it's not
Yeah.
coming.
But sitting down and writing, sitting down and penning is not only writing. Just wandering around with a coffee, that is also writing.
Right. Okay. So you're into film and art, and these are challenging fields in a country like this, and times, and it's not easy, especially for a woman. But how would you look at it, and what would you tell somebody who actually is aspiring, who wants to be there? You see many avenues, and you're young and small, and you are so awestruck. You want to go there, but sometimes it's not that easy. Not sometimes.
Interesting. I don't feel like I'm a woman and I should be treated separately as a king. It's that the challenges that I'm going through are the challenges that any filmmaker or any artist will go through. But I agree, though maybe because I'm from a certain social class or a certain certain urban area from Colombo, I am treated like that, but I know what you're talking about. There are women out there who go through a lot of challenges in this kind of fields.
Right. So, but you still see it as a professional.
Of course,
Right?
of course, yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you would like to share with?
To my writer colleagues, I don't think I have much to say. They know what they're doing. But to everyone out there, the non-writers, I must say that not just writing, whatever the field that you are in, you could be an accountant or an architect, or architect is artistry, right? Okay, commerce or whatnot. Just find your art, paint something, write something, scribble something, find your solace in it. I mean, you don't need to publish it, you don't need to do an exhibition. If you can find peace, if something artistic brings you some therapy, I think that is something you all should always practice. And that is all I have to say to non-artistic friends.
How important is your voice, finding your voice in anything, to write or to, like, sometimes like when I was a journalist and I had to do Vox Pop, we go out to the field and we talk to people and we tell them, what do you think about this, what do you, this matter, and people are like, and they have nothing to say. It's not as if I ask them about world politics, say a very trivial, very light article on Valentine's. And I go to them and I ask them, what do you think about love? And they're like, love. Well, I don't have anything to say. No, I think it's so important that you have something. It need not be right or wrong. That's why we are here as a country, I think, because we don't stand for anything. Right? We just flowing here and there. So what writers, like you say, so it's very autonomous to say that I write for myself, I express myself. So that's huge. Even though you look at it as, this is what is needed, that autonomy, that is the seed of autonomy, to think that, okay, at least for myself, I say.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. Not just that you need to find your voice, like you need to stand for your voice as well. Okay. I would like to read something that's not published.
Okay.
We ask the question also afterwards.
So, this one is called Darling Hood. Darling Hood, like neighborhood is Darling Hood. Okay? Oh, how hard it is to be nobody's darling. In a land where you must be everybody's darling. Darling daughter, darling sister, darling girlfriend, darling wife, mother, grandmother. The moment you choose to be or happens to be otherwise, how many times you got to convince the regular darlings why you didn't or couldn't be one? For we have chosen different battles to win in different fields with different weapons. But darlings, different fields with different weapons, leaving us nobody's darlings. but darlings of ourselves. Patting our own shoulders in cold nights, telling ourselves, you got this.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for writing that.
Thanks.
Like, we have a question here.
Very well moderated, I must say that, and your answers are lovely. My question is actually to both the poets here. You write in English, like I write in English as well. Do you think in English? Do you think in your own language? How does that work?
I think in English it's quite weird actually. It's like my film scripts also, I haven't done a lot, just a couple. So my scripts also I write in English and the dialogues I translate to Sinhala. So I think it's because, soon after my ALs, she's my childhood friend. I was not in the country I grew up. I'm coming from a Sinhala speaking background. My parents speak Sinhala. But I did my higher education and grew up in other countries, so maybe because of that. Yeah, and it's a comfortable language, I think. Yeah. But sometimes I write in Sinhala as well. The poetry only.
Yeah, because I also want to go back to my roots.
Yeah.
We are so comfortable in English.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
She can answer when she comes there. She loves it.
Anything else that we can read one more poem?
Yeah.
Any other questions? If anybody wants to ask a question, yes.
I will end the session with a very light poem from which the title of my book came. Throw me mountains, not forget the men and the music. Throw me seven seas, not forget the wine and the women. The finest of them, the finest of them. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much. So she'll be here with her books. You can get her signature. Talk to her. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, Saraswati. Sure. Thanks. Thank you, everyone.